Are you friends with your exes?
Most of them, yes, actually. I prefer that because may pinagsamahan kayo.
Kailan ka naman nila makikita ulit sa telebisyon or sa pelikula?
I really don't know, to be honest.
Our guest for today is Kapuso actor Derek Ramsay. How is he after he married actress Ellen Adarna? When does he plan to be back in show business? Let's find out in this episode.
Kumusta ka na?
I'm
Congratulations!
very happy, thank you. It's nice to see you again, although it's not in person. The last time nagsama tayo, we were traveling around the UK.
Kaya nga. Social, ano? Congratulations on your wedding. So, how is it being newly married?
It's awesome. I'm loving it. Ellen and I are having a great time. We're having a great time with Elias. We're getting to know more about each other every day. I'm getting to know more about myself every day. It just feels wonderful. You know, it took me a while to decide to pull the trigger, but I'm happy I was patient. I'm happy I waited, and I found the right person to spend the rest of my life with.
At saka iba yung glow mo. Sabi mo nga 2 years ago when magkasama tayo, may glow na, syempre, Derek yan eh. Pero ngayon iba, you really look happy and I am so happy for you. Ginulat nyo lahat eh. Biglang naglabas ng prenup photos and then kasal na agad eh. So, paano yung naging, was it intentional? How did you plan all of this?
Oh, wow. No, it definitely wasn't intentional. We were introduced. Everyone calls it a whirlwind romance. It's just, I don't like calling it that. For me, it's
Right timing.
when you know, you know. Both of us were at that point in our lives where pag-give up na kami to find the right person, I guess. Parang Ellen was content to be a single mom. She has a beautiful son, Elias. And I have my son, Austin, my beautiful son, Austin. And I was like, nakakapagod na relationships. But then, I guess here's our gracious Lord. He puts us together and it just clicked. And in my 45 years, I just turned 45, I never thought of the M word or brought it up to my parents. And for me, it was just as clear as day. That's what I wanted. So I manned up. Ellen wanted the same thing, and the rest is history.
Pero yung sa inyo, kumbaga, it's difficult enough to prepare for a wedding. Pero yung sa inyo kasi lockdown pa eh, di ba? With all the restrictions and all. Did you have a hard time planning it?
Actually, no. Kasi at first, kami ni Ellen, we just wanted to get married kahit na we just go to... So we met with Labelle, who's our wedding coordinator, and we told them, look, ito lang ang requirements namin. Ayaw namin ma-stress, ayaw namin mainit, at gusto namin very intimate. So we sent them pegs of our ideas, and Ellen and I took a back seat, met with them a few times. We trusted in them, and we believed that they already knew what we wanted, and they even surpassed that. So there was one time nearing the date na nag-stress kami ni Ellen at nag-away kami ng konti, but that was just outside noise, and we recognized that it wasn't us. And my parents were there, spoke to both of us, and we were back on track, and the wedding was beautiful. It was just perfect.
Were you hands-on? Yun nga sabi mo, medyo nagkaroon kayo ng konting argument. Or did you let Ellen parang have her way or decide on what she wants?
I wanted to give Ellen what she wanted. But Ellen is the type na hindi siya yung typical bride na everything is hands-on, like has to be like this, has to be like that. Nothing about this wedding was normal. It was not traditional. It was Yeah, very, very different. And Labelle knew that. They saw our personalities, and Ellen and I wanted the same thing. We wanted people to be comfortable with one another, so we wanted the cocktails before the ceremony. We wanted people to be tipsy. We wanted people who to be there, who wanted to be there. No, not hindi yung pilit. So,
At hindi stiff.
more
Kasi yung
hands-on
wedding nyo ang ganda nga, parang ang saya-saya nga, and you're all there. Parang yung gusto nyong tao nandoon, yung loved ones nyo and yung friends nyo, no? You were just having a great time and enjoying that moment.
Yeah, exactly. And like it was time to perfection. The ceremony, the sun was setting. It was the most beautiful sunset. During the reception and the after party, we had the brightest moon. We were on top of a mountain in the middle of rainy season, and it didn't rain, and it was just, the most beautiful weather. But going back to your question, I'd say I was a little bit more hands-on than Ellen, but to execute I knew what Ellen wanted, so I was the one that was a little bit more hands-on.
Knowing you, gusto mong iplano yun.
There were 3 gowns. I was like, wear whatever you want on that day. Ang importante lang is everybody enjoys. That's what we told Labelle. Everybody has to enjoy this night, this day. And everybody did. Down to the staff working that night. We were drinking with them too. It was so much fun.
Derek, bakit si Ellen yung sa tingin mong, bakit nag-click yung personality sa inyo?
I go back to what I said, like, there was no best foot forward. She showed me her flaws from the get-go. We're all guilty when we fancy someone. When we fancy someone, we tend to act a certain way that, that's not who we really are, diba? Yung best foot forward ba? With Ellen, wala. It's just what you see is what you get. We both didn't play any games. I was straightforward about how I felt. She was straightforward about how she felt. And diba? Love's this intangible thing. And sometimes we know, or sometimes we think we know what love is until this. I've never felt anything like this in my life. And I say that with no disrespect to any of my past relationships. It was just something that nasuka nga ako when I told her na I love her. I had to go to the bathroom and puke because the emotions really took over me. And it was something that I wasn't used to. It was something that I've never felt before. And that's how I knew. I was like, and even my friends, the people who know me, they were all like, hey, this is the Derek that we know from years and years ago. It's like I was loving life again. I wasn't so serious. I wasn't, I became so serious with life, which wasn't me. I was this guy who would live one day at a time, spontaneous, go out there and just enjoy life. And Ellen brought that guy back. And that's why I feel younger, I feel healthier, I'm happier, no stress.
At saka, Derek, iba yung pareho kayo ng saltik eh. Sometimes, I would watch your IG stories at iba yung asaran nyo to the point na totoong nagkakapikunan kayo at times and it's all there. Parang okay lang sa inyo na, it's all out there.
Yeah. Actually, the house is alive. This house is so alive. It's really a home now. Talagang we have our kulitan like that. We have special friends who come over and they're the same. Our friends, her friends, they all get along just like how Ellen and I got along. So family, same. Super. Like no effort. Yung kulitan namin ni Ellen, yan nakakapikon. But before, if it was the old me, pikon, away, eto pikon, pero you laugh about it. Nakakatawa eh. You don't know what's gonna happen next. she did the tampon joke on me, and I was just froze. I was in terror. I was terrified.
And
But
even
yung pala, it was just lipstick, so okay lang.
and even the cockroach. Sorry, when I saw it, I was like, really? And
I don't want to push my luck. Ellen is afraid of butike, so I've been weighing the scale if I should risk it. But I think I'm gonna stay on the safer side and think of
Yun
something
na
else.
nga.
Because she's
Parang wag
really
muna, wag
terrifying.
muna. But I can just imagine one of these days, baka lang, knowing you. Speaking of family, Derek, are you planning on starting one soon? Or kayo muna? Or i-enjoy niyo muna itong, yung time niyo together?
Well, we're a family na. She has Elias, who I love like my
Are
own
you-
son. And I have Austin that she loves as her own son. But definitely, we'd like to have one more.
Magdadagdag, yes,
Yeah.
oo. Yung dagdagan ng family anytime soon?
We plan next year. There's chismis na buntis daw si Ellen. That's not true because nung birthday wish ko, I said, I wish it's gonna be a boy. Because everyone's teasing me, oh, you're gonna have a baby girl. And I'm like, oh no, I can't handle a girl with social media. And ako, and if she looks like Ellen, ako lang, daming lalaki niyan, patay.
Wala
Pero-
pa nga, ikaw naman, ang cute nga no, kung little Ellen yon, di ba?
Cute, kaya nga. And then when she grows up, oh no.
Pareho kasing naging colorful, no? Yung past relationships niyo. Did you ever talk about it?
No, because I fell in love with who she is now. Her past is her past. We all have, I don't have regrets in my life. I think for me, mistakes are the best, basically lessons. Makes you a better person. You learn more. You better yourself because of mistakes. And so for me, I fell in love with Ellen, the lady in front of me, who she is now. We talk about, alam mo, kung nagkakilala tayo maybe 5 years ago, maybe we wouldn't be attracted to one another. But who she is now, I fell in love with. So her past is her past, and it's the same with her. My past is my past. We don't really talk about that. We're just looking ahead to the future.
That was a fun conversation. Before we continue, let's have a short break.
Ang mga Kapuso shows mapapanood at mapapakinggan din abroad via GMA Pinoy TV, GMA Live TV at GMA News TV channels. Para mag-subscribe, visit www.gmapinoytv.com. Follow us at GMA Pinoy TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Viber, and TikTok for the latest updates on Kapuso programs, artists, events, promos, and more. Salamat, Kapuso!
Welcome back. We're still with Kapuso actor Derek Ramsay.
Are you friends with your exes or have you stayed in touch with your exes?
Most of them, yes, actually. I prefer that because may pinagsamahan kayo. I don't understand why sometimes it's like because breakups happen, you're suddenly mortal enemies. I hate that. But I have to respect the feelings of that, the person that you were with. I guess everybody has their way of healing, and some people take more time than others. But for me, it should be fixed because may pinagsamahan kayo. I know I got a lot of slack. I got a lot of negativity because of the relationships that I had in the past. But if you think about it, I'm 45. I haven't had many. My relationships have been like 6 years, 5 years.
True.
The problem is tutok. It's out there to everybody, for everybody to see. And if it doesn't have a happy ending, it's most of the time the blame is on the guy. You shouldn't be blaming anyone, first of all. But you get into relationships thinking that person could be the one, and sometimes during the duration of the relationship, you find out that you guys aren't compatible,
Mhm.
right? And for me, that's what happened. And what am I supposed to do? Force it, and then get married, and then have a. That's not also unfair on your partner. Get married and live an awful life together. It's better to be honest and just end it right there and then and move on. Pero I was brought up na I'm the guy. You should take the blow. Never open your mouth and just, suck it in and move on. I've been very blessed with my life. So stuff like that I've learned to handle. Stuff like that, I don't let it bring me down. But going back to your question, yes, I'm friends with most of them. But I definitely don't hate any of them.
How are you and Andrea?
I haven't spoken to her. The last time I spoke to her was after the breakup. We had, I think, maybe 1 or 2 instances where we called, and then wala na. For me, if I see her, I will greet her. For me, I respect Andrea. I respect her parents. I respect the relationship that we had. I hope this doesn't spark any, with her and her fans and all of that. I'm very respectful of her and her family and her fans. I've never spoken ill of Andrea, and I never will.
Isa pang naging high profile kasi na relationship mo, being in the limelight and all, si Angelica. Nagkausap na rin ba kayo?
We were even supposed to do a movie. Di lang natuloy. I haven't spoken to Angelica in a while, but since the breakup, yeah, we've spoken. We've spoken 3 or 4 times actually. So, yun siguro wala na siguro.
Pero ang nice yun talaga nyo, Derek, at least on your part, yung mga naging part kasi sila ng buhay mo no. So for you, hindi siya mahirap for you to reach out and be friends again with your exes.
Like I said, if I see any of them, I'll babati ako, lalapit ako at mag-hi, hello, how are you? That's the person. That's how I was brought up. Makikita mo naman if hindi ready, but si Angge, she's super happy. I've never seen her this happy. She's super in love. Feeling ko yan na next, magpapakasal na yan, and I'm hoping that that's the case.
How do you handle negative publicity? And you engage with some of your bashers, diba?
It's healthy for me because I can't answer all of them.
But you read. Oh, kasi I see you actually read their comments, and sometimes good or bad, you reply to some of the comments.
Yeah, I mean, the fans, the bashers, even the ones, the people who bashers are a totally different level. There are people who can express their opinion, and sometimes it's negative towards you, but if it's placed in a diplomatic manner, that's, for me, I respect that. You can learn stuff from people like that. So I never forget that all of these people, fans, bashers, and those ones who just want to express their opinion, they're the ones that put me where I am. So I dedicate time to go through. If they make the effort to reach out and send a message to me, I dedicate a little time of my day to try and reply to people.
When will Derek make a comeback on TV? Let's find out after a few commercials.
The past 2 years had been the time we spent making, baking, planting, renovating, laughing, adding, and trying. But no matter what life throws at us, there will always be something to lift our spirits and give us sparks of hope. We invite you to tell us your stories with shots and snippets of the things that helped you survive this pandemic. Send your snapshots and stories to Pinoy inbox at gmanetwork.com, and we'll feature them on our newest inspirational segment, pockets of hope on GMA Pinoy TV.
We're back. Let's continue our discussion with Derek Ramsay.
You have a fancy house, you wear fancy clothes, you have fancy cars. Do you think that's the reasons why you're oftentimes misunderstood?
I'm not the type of guy who wears fancy clothes. I'm t-shirt, board shorts kind of guy. Like, it annoys my mom.
Oh, sige, not clothes, watches. Alam ko yan.
Yes, but the thing is, have you ever seen me post on Instagram where I'm flexing my watch? I don't do that. Watches are an investment for me. I love the engineering behind it. I love the engineering behind cars. I love building homes. I'm a family guy. And for me, that's one of the most important things to keep a family together is to have a roof over their head. And I want the best home for my family. So
and you worked hard for everything that you have.
correct.
Diba?
I don't flaunt it. I just, it's strange. Maybe people assume and think and hate on me, but I'm 45. I grinded my way up. I worked hard with my cars. I've loved cars since I was a little boy. Matchbox was my favorite, and I set goals when I was young. I want this car. At this age, I'm gonna get this car. And I guess you're right. Maybe people hate on me, but I don't understand why people can be that way. It's like, instead of hating, why don't you put that energy, direct that energy somewhere else, and move up in the world rather than hating on somebody.
Derek, you grew up in the UK, no? So
Half and half.
half and half.
Now more. I've been in the Philippines longer, much longer than the UK.
Did you have Asian friends?
I'm a citizen of the world. When I was studying in Cheltenham, I actually was nominated to be a prefect. I became a prefect of my house because I stood up for the Asians, even though I was one of the accepted Asians. I was half British, half Filipino, but I look more Filipino than I do British. I was on the rugby team, so it's so funny when you're into sports. It's parang a equalizer, parang biglang accepted ka. Racism, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. It's there, still present. It's there. Did I experience racism towards me? Not so, but I definitely saw it to the younger guys, and I stood up for them. And that's how I became a prefect. But with that said, there are also, you can't, just because there are a few white guys who are being racist, that all white people are racist. It's not true. I consider myself a citizen of the world. I was blessed to have parents who sent me all over the world to learn different cultures. And that's one of the things that I love to do, is to learn and meet new people and learn about new cultures. So yeah, I have my Filipino values, and I have my English side, and it balances me out to be able to just get along with anybody that comes from anywhere or any walks of life. Mayaman, mahirap.
You have 2 degrees, tama? You studied in the UK and then you also studied in the US.
Finished physics, chemistry, math in the United Kingdom.
Ikaw na. Whoa.
Labo.
And then
I started marketing in the US, and it's so far from what I'm doing, everyone says. But
paano napasok yung Derek? Paano napasok yung mga modeling, acting in between? How did that come about?
When I was studying in the UK, every time I'd fly in to the Philippines, because my family was here, I would do a commercial. I was very shy. My mom...
Shy ka pa ng lagay na yan, ah. Shy ka pa niyan.
Ayoko talaga magpa-picture, ayoko ng kahit ano. it really annoyed me actually. I just felt comfortable with when I was playing sports. Um, I enjoyed and was confident when I was on the pitch playing football, basketball, whatever. But you put me into a room where I have to give a speech or talk to a large body of people, I freeze. Or he asked me to take a photo, or he asked me to dance. I become, you know, I become a statue. Two left feet. I really can't move. It was so strange. So my mom, she even she owned John Robert Powers before here in the Philippines,
Oh, okay.
and she was telling me I should enroll there. I'm like, no way. There's no way. There's no way. So when I came back, um, my first commercial was close up, and during that back then, close up's like the biggest commercial that you can land.
Yes.
And I got close up. Sabi ko, sige na nga, gawin ko ito. I wanted to buy a watch. So I was like, I'll use that money to buy a watch.
Okay na racket to.
Yeah. So I'll do it. And again, I guess my attitude na if you start something, if you commit to something, you have to do it right. So I did that commercial, and then one after the next na talaga. They'd fly me in to do a commercial, then I'll go back to school, and just the endorsements, the commercials just wouldn't stop. But then showbiz was knocking on my door. For 8 years siguro, they were knocking on my door. Tanggi ako ng tanggi kasi acting is a totally different thing. And I was into my sports, and my mom also said, priority is school. And I'm like, don't worry, I can't get into show business. And then when I graduated, came back to the Philippines, I played PBL for one season for Toyota in 2004. And then I even was like a guest host on Eat Bulaga for like a little segment called Pool Watch.
Yun, talaga ba?
It was so
Hahanapin na.
strange. Yeah,
Hahanapin namin yung clips na
true. With Fomela Miranda. And then I got invited as a model to guest on a show called ETK. And tatlo kami nun eh. Ako, si Borgie Manotok, and I forgot who the other guy was. Pero lahat kami mga English speaking, and they were asking us to say some Filipino words, yung nakakapagpapagabag. And then when they asked me, nasabi ko. And they're like, wow. So natuwa sila sa akin, they invited me back until I became like a regular na ako sa show. Pero wala nga akong alam sa showbiz. Nothing. Zero. Ang alam ko lang sa showbiz is si Vina Morales, kasi Vina was my friend na, because she was being managed by my manager for commercials. So there was an issue about Vina. I don't remember what it was, but that was the first time I opened my mouth to defend Vina because I knew Vina. And then that's when I got asked to do a teleserye, and I said no at first. And then they're like, sayang, sa Bohol gagawin. I was like, uy, Bohol, travel. Sige, I'll try it. And then the rest was history. After I did that, tuloy-tuloy na.
And then you decided to come back here and then pursue your showbiz career.
Yeah, I mean, I was living here. I was supposed to move to Cebu and take over my dad's company in Cebu. I was gonna take over the Visayas sector for our company. But then it fell on my lap, and I decided, sige, I don't want to live a what-if life. Let's go for it.
Break ka muna ngayon. Until when? Kailan, kumbaga yung mga kapuso abroad natin na nami-miss ka na, kailan ka naman nila makikita ulit sa telebisyon or sa pelikula?
I really don't know, to be honest. Again, I told this to you when we were in the UK that if I start a family, patay, I know myself. That's going to be my priority. That'll be my focus. If I feel that they're safe, na my children are going to be okay na for the rest of their lives, well then, sige, I'll focus on maybe doing projects again. Don't get me wrong, I love my craft. but it will be something special for me to agree to doing, let's say, a teleserye. It would be something that has to be something very special, something really different, a game changer. Movies, I'll do a movie maybe once a year, but yung time away from my family, like right now, hindi ko kaya. I wake up excited to see them. I wake up wanting to see them. They're my life right now. It's just, I can't see myself getting into a character. Mahirapan ako. Super.
May special plans ba kayo this Christmas?
We'll definitely have the Ramsays and the Adarnas together for Christmas. But what I'm really looking forward to is just after Christmas, we're heading over to Mindanao. And we're going to get to see my little sister, who we haven't seen in 2 years because of this pandemic. And they have a cute addition to their family, another little girl, their third girl, who we're all looking forward to seeing. And I'm sure Elias is going to have a blast seeing my nieces over there. And then we're going to go over to Dahilayan, Bukidnon, and spend New Year in Bukidnon. So,
ang saya naman. Dati kasi, di ba, you like to travel, you know, di ba? Ikaw, you've been around pero iba rin yung dito sa Pinas, ano?
I prefer traveling within the Philippines. I love this country. I love this country. And I express that to as many Filipinos as that I meet. I tell them, explore your country first. It's beautiful.
Do you still get to go to Palawan? Or when was the last?
I haven't been there in 2 years. They were very strict over there. Actually, funny enough, my dad got to go to Palawan yesterday. So he's there by himself, looking at the damage of the house because 2 years hindi tinitiran yung bahay, even though may caretaker kami, tabing dagat yon, you know, the corrosion and all of that. So we're in the process of renovating the house, and
another project.
I want to bring the Adarnas there when it's perfect. So sabi ko sa kanila, let me renovate that house, and when it's done, the entire clan is invited to go there.
So at this stage in your life, Derek, what are you most thankful and grateful for?
Everything. I'm just so blessed. There's nothing I can complain about. Nothing. Kapal na mukha ko if I complain about my life. Yeah, I've hit many lows, but I've hit more highs. And you know, you weigh the scale. I love my life. I love who I am. I love my family. I love this country, the country that I'm living at, the country where I'm going to build or make my family bigger. This is where I want it to happen. I appreciate everything that I have, everything that's happened to me, good and bad. This says it all, right? It's just, I'm just a very happy guy, super happy guy.
Thank you so much, Derek, for sharing us your time. And we're wishing you and Ellen a life filled with unending joy, happiness, and lots of love.
Thank you, dear.
So much.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody.
Stronger Together, the GMA Pinoy TV podcast, is an original production of GMA International. This episode is produced by Gerald Vista and edited by Anton Taginon.